Celtic could be the real losers of the Dundee and Rangers pitch disaster, farce, whatever you want to call it. And that's according to Chris Sutton. And this is pathetic. The fact that Celtic are even being mentioned in here, they have to find a way to wiggle themselves into any sort of controversy, decision, or controversial incident in Scottish football, because they have to always be the victim. That is the Celtic Football Club way. Victim mentality. Anyway, they should be more worried about their court case. It's going to cost them millions rather than Dundee's pitch. But anyway, they're sending Dundee all these covers and all that stuff, and it's not exactly worked. But let's see what Chris Sutton has said. And he says, there's no escaping the fact that it is a shambles, and big questions have to be answered about the state of that surface. But spare me, this is only bad for Rangers. It could actually turn out worse for Celtic. I know they have the possibility of going 4 points clear at the top of the table now, and no guarantee Rangers will get this one done next midweek. But if it does take place on Wednesday and results go Dundee's at the weekend, the pressure could be totally off them. Sutton, no way. They could already be assured of a top 6 place, and rather than scraping to get in, they might feel the hard work is done. There's also talk of taking it to a neutral venue behind closed doors, but it also goes back to the old sporting integrity line, doesn't it? Sporting integrity, Celtic Football Club. They won a treble due to an offside goal. That was the League Cup. They then won the league over a Zoom call, and then they won the Scottish Cup in the next season for that season with players that they signed the season after that season finished. Yes, it's a mouthful. Yes, it's a disaster, but it's Celtic Football Club, folks, and that's what they do. You know, they're the ones that do all this dodgy stuff, but they pretend that they're the real victims, and Sutton coming out with this stuff is beyond annoying. It's even like Simon Jordan yesterday saying, Rangers are the one that, stopped the allocations. Rangers cut the allocation. They didn't stop the allocation. Celtic are the ones that stopped the allocation. They refused 750 fans at Ibrox earlier this season. Then they refused us 750 fans at Parkhead. It is quite that simple. The whole point of playing at home is that there's meant to be some kind of advantage. Look, Rangers hitting 5 up there earlier in the season suggests it's not much of an advantage, but it's meant to be a level playing field, even if it is a mud heap. The whole situation is a mess. I don't exactly blame Rangers for not playing last week. It wasn't their fault the game went off originally. Well, some people are panning for them not playing at the earlier opportunity. They have every right to do it when they see fit. This is all in Dundee. I have to chuckle when I heard them blaming global warming. It might be some microclimate up there, but there's a pristine surface 100 yards across the street at Tannadice. But see, Sutton's trying to even say here, I'm not blaming Rangers for not wanting to. It was all Dundee. It's even come out today. The Dundee were the ones that told the SPFL it was unplayable on the 2nd and the 3rd of April. So see this patter and this talk that Rangers are the ones that got the game called off. They just didn't. All right, let's just drop it. Let's stop kidding ourselves here that this is what went down. No, Dundee have a shite pitch. The only team this is disadvantaging is Rangers, because we just can't get this game played. And you know what? I'll accept if you want to throw the likes of Motherwell and Hibs in there who are in that top 6 fight with Dundee, because it's a fucking mess. The split games should all be played at the same time, and sort it up. I know Rangers Ross County would be on the Sunday, but it's a mess. All right, it's an absolute mess. You can't spin it, and for Sutton to try and pretend that Celtic are the real ones with the issue here. He says they might be calling in Greta Thunberg for backup, but either way, it doesn't look good for Scottish football. Likewise, this Aberdeen VAR fiasco, that really is an unbelievable story. And the SFA is trying to go back and say they got it right, even though they guessed at the time is some cheek. Right, so there's a lot of talk here about VAR and Aberdeen, the SFA. It then goes on to talk about Adam Adea. That's where we're going to leave this. I mean, if you think Celtic are the real victims and the real losers of this situation, you need to have your head looked at. Alright? I'm away to walk the dog. Alright? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk the dog, and hopefully he doesn't take a big shite, is what Chris Sutton is talking here, because they've always got to make it about Celtic. What are Rangers going to be to blame about the Mora? I mean, seriously, what is going on? It's pathetic. I'm actually fucking sick of talking about Dundee and their pitch, but it seems to be a different story every frickin' day.